Are you a professional salesperson? Do you make a living from selling things? And what role does sales play in our lives? Hey everyone, I'm Jack Smith. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you trusting me with a few minutes of your time. And in this video, I'm going to be exploring these questions and more. It's really fascinating because most people, probably 95% of people, when answering these questions would say, no, I don't sell for a living, I don't want to sell for a living, and I couldn't think of anything worse. And I do understand this because we all have different tastes, we all have different skills, and we all have different preferences. And for most people, professionally selling something simply doesn't appeal. And it's a fascinating question because ultimately I do believe that we are all salespeople, regardless of whether any financial or monetary transactions are involved. I recently met up with a friend and we were talking through various things, and he's a very high caliber person, someone I have great respect for. And he said a very interesting phrase at the end of our meeting, and he said, you know, I'm not a salesperson. I was thinking, well, you've been successful in your career, you were in the army for 20 plus years, you're married with children, and you're respected in your community. And ultimately, that makes you a salesperson. Why? Because ultimately we are always selling ourselves and our influence to other people. And most importantly, we're selling ourselves to ourselves. To convince someone to get married to you is, I would say, probably the biggest sale that we will ever make, because you are convincing that person that you are the right person for them to spend the rest of their lives with, and vice versa. And that is such a huge commitment. Now, of course, there's no direct financial transaction, but nevertheless, there's a huge amount of financial aspects tied up in marriage. You know, if we have children, then we have to convince them to tidy their rooms and eat their greens and go to school and do their homework and behave politely, etc., etc. And that, albeit non-financially, is of course all about selling and persuading. We persuade people to be our friends. We persuade people to employ us because we have skills and they have employment needs, and together we make a match. But ultimately we are selling ourselves to that employer to give us employment and also to keep us there, because we're selling ourselves every day we turn up for that job. If we're entrepreneurs, of course we're selling because we have products and services that will benefit other people, and we've got to persuade them that whatever we are offering is valuable enough for them to purchase. And without that, then our business isn't going to last very long. And when we understand this and learn how to embrace this and become better at it, well, it's completely life-changing, because we can add more value to other people's lives, we can add a lot more value to our own lives, and we become more confident, influential, and more empowered as people. Ultimately, the most important customers that we will ever have is ourselves. Whether we are consciously aware of this or not, we are subconsciously always selling to ourselves. Can I do this? Am I worthy of this? Is this possible for me? Can I see myself doing this? Do I want this? Etc., etc. And we're constantly asking ourselves these kinds of questions all the time. And when we understand that we are selling to ourselves and telling stories to ourselves, it's a powerful thing, because we can then evaluate just how good we are at doing this, and whether the questions and stories we're both asking and telling ourselves serve us and are improving us as people or holding us back. And one of the most important things I've discovered on my self-development journey is to learn the skill of evaluating the stories I'm telling myself and being able to evaluate how useful they are and make changes as well if I deem that they're not very useful. Now, I am someone who I do enjoy being involved in sales. I do enjoy meeting people where they're at, listening to their needs, and seeing if there's something that I have that can help them improve their lives. And ultimately, when done ethically and compassionately and responsibly, to sell is to serve, because there's nothing more rewarding than being able to contribute to someone's life and see them enjoy a sustainably improved standard of living, while being able to simultaneously benefit as well. It's totally win-win. And when done ethically and responsibly, like I mentioned, everybody wins, and it's great, and it's something I love to do. It's something that really fires me up and I'm passionate about. Equally, I totally respect that not everybody wants to sell for a living or or sell things or negotiate, I do understand that because we all have preferences. But what I think I will say to end is that in order to generate financial freedom and build residual income or passive income to be able to live the lives that we truly want, there are very few ways to do that without building and developing and putting into action our sales skills. Because unless we're going to invest a large amount of money or become very good at trading, or without sales and marketing skills, it's going to become very hard to really build that freedom lifestyle. Not everybody wants to do that, but for those who do, it's a crucial skill. I believe it's one that will improve anybody's lives because of the reasons I've mentioned, and I think that's a great place to end this video. It's starting to rain, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you trusting me with a few minutes of your time, and I would love to know in the comments below, what are your thoughts? Do you like to sell? How are your sales skills? And to what extent do you believe that sales plays a role in your life? Take care, have an awesome day, and I look forward to talking with you again very soon.